Hello everybody, welcome back to Sin City Living. Jason here bringing you today's video. And this one's coming off of a request from one of our fans. Thank you, by the way, to our patrons and all the rest of our fans that are tuning into these. I am recommitting to getting more videos out there for you guys, including on the Patreon site, so don't forget to check those out. And otherwise, let me get into today's video. Oh, don't forget, check the links down below. That online casino I found now that football season has started. It's a really good casino, has a sports book, everything. So the question that I received was some questions about the mid press, and the way they had phrased it was somewhat confusing, but I figured I'd go ahead and shoot a video on it anyway. And their question were dealing with the different types of mid press, because you can certainly mid press different ways. The whole point behind the mid press is that you're increasing your bets while you're also taking some back. You're putting some on your rail and you're making your bets bigger as well. And the question had actually mentioned like that they heard a couple different mid presses, and one dealt with putting everything, that your entire payout on the into the press. That would be a power press. If you're going all the way or more, then that's a power press, or a full press, a regular press. When you say press, if you tell the dealer press, they are going to double your bet. That's the standard, that is the understood, that is every bit of their training and policy and procedure. If someone just says press, it means double the bet. A lot of times that is only one unit, but either way, double the bet. So if you mean to only partially press, then you need to tell the dealer how much you want to press by. Same thing, I'm trying to think of a good example. Here's one. A $36 6 or 8, right? If somebody, there's two different ways this can go. Because it pays $42. It pays $42. Some people will say press, in which case they get the cap back. And you'd be amazed how many times then people throw that and say add that to it. Right? That's not press. That is going all the way. So you get paid $42 and you say go all the way. That means stack everything up. When you say press all the way, that means press as far as you can while still keeping it proper. So if the change is $6 or less on a 6 or 8, they'll give you the change. If not, like in this particular case where the change is $6, that just means press it all the way. It means press it all the way up to 78. And it is actually helpful if you tell the dealer that in advance. Because if somebody tells me, hey, I want to take this, press this all the way, that's awesome. Because I'm just going to set up 78 and take the 10 change and call it a day. Basically, I'm going to pay at 52 for 10. So mid press is pressing some of your bet, not all of your bet. And there's a couple different ways to go. So I'm going to show you the mid press on all of these numbers. And if there are variations that are common, of course there's an infinite number of variations to just about anything, but common variations or semi-common, then I will bring them up. If not, then I'm just going to show you how the press normally goes for the mid press. I'm not too sure what I'm going to cap out at, 2,000, 5,000. We'll see how it goes. So on the 8, 6 or 8, there's a reason I'm only setting up 3 numbers, because the 8 is just like the 6, 9 is just like the 5, 10 is just like the 4. So on the 8, the first thing with a mid press is the player, if they are aware, experienced, and know what they're doing, they just throw in $2. The dealer doesn't even think. They just hand off the green, go to 42. And both of these players would do that. That is pretty much the only real mid press. Otherwise, you're going to go to 36. And that's just pressing 1 unit, which when you're in the green, generally 1 unit is considered the green. So if you're still pressing by $6 at that point, yeah, it's a little bit of a stroke. There is occasionally players that will press instead of going to 42, they'll go to 48, but that is 1% or less of mid pressers, so not really something I'm going to go off of. So from 42, the next most common mid press is going to be going up to 60. The player's going to get their change. Now, from here is where you can get a couple different variations on the 6 and 8. So it's going to pay $70. Now, some players are going to just say go to 90. You got it. That is the more common one. Now, yes, that is just a press 1 unit, but in this particular case, you don't have a whole lot of options if you're looking at green as a unit. But if you're not, for instance, this player pays $70, but they throw in $2. They throw in $2. You know what they want to do? they want to go to 72. They're going to collect their 60 bucks there. And they go up to 72. Now from 72, typically they're going to go up to 90. So they'll catch up. They basically put themselves a beat behind, one roll behind the other, the more common mid-presser, but they do collect an extra, 20 bucks? Yeah, they collect an extra $20 on that. So that is one variation that comes up that's semi-common. Another variation comes right here. Now, again, you could be looking at a press one unit kind of thing, or you could be looking at going all the way up to 150. For me, as a mid-presser, I'm going to go all the way up to 150, and I'm going to collect the rest. But some players, especially if they went 72 to 90, at this point they're probably going to go one unit, and they're going to go up to 120. Again, they put themselves roughly a beat behind, because from 120 they tend to press one unit going up to 150. So at the 150 mark, there's a couple different ways to go. Some players will throw in $5 and press up to 180. And what that means is at this point they've kind of abandoned the mid press and they're going to a press one unit. Other players, however, are going to go all the way up to 210. In which case, hopefully they throw in $10, but if not, we just make the change out of the payout, and they go all the way up to 210. From 210, some players are going to bring themselves up to 240 or even 270, right? So that is a viable option, going up to 270. So 210 pays 245. I'll do it with this bet. 210 pays 245. If they want to go up to 270, then you might as well just cut it out that way. Just cut it out this way. Give them $185. You go all the way up to 270. That's one option. That one is the slightly less common option. I'd say 1 in 4, 1 in 5 mid-pressers will do that when they're at 210. Otherwise, they have a tendency to go all the way up to 300. They're still collecting $155, but now they go all the way up to 300. Whereas the 270 player is probably going to go to 350 or 300 or even 360, but 360 is kind of an annoying bet. So most are going to go to 300. Right now, from 300, you have a couple of different options. Most common one is probably going to be going to 420. So 300 is going to pay 350. Player can go ahead and throw in $20. That's the easiest way. Take themselves up to 420. What does 420 pay? 420 pays 490. So we'll pay 500 for 10, because for 420, probably going to 600. Now, this is where you start also getting into another difference of opinion. Once I'm at this point, I am almost abandoning the mid press, and I'm starting to just do full presses with the occasional same bet. But from 600 is going to pay 700. I will go to 1200, but there's a lot of players that will throw in $100 and go up to 900. I'd say probably 70% of mid pressers from 600 are going to go up to 900 on a 6 or an 8. So 900 pays 1,050. And 900, this one's kind of obvious, you get a 12. Go to 1,200. Now 1,200 is going to pay 1,400. I'm going to cut it out this way because this player is likely going to go to 1,500. So just do it this way. And there we go. Could have just cut out 1,500 for 100 as well. So what does 1,500 pay? 1,500 pays 1,750. Pays 1,750. Now, you could go up to 1,800. That's a relatively common one, going all the way up to 1,800. It's doable. At that point, you're almost, in a way, you're almost pressing one unit. When you're at 1,500, your units, instead of $30, are probably $300 at this point. So you're almost at a press one unit kind of thing if you go from 1,500 to 1,800. You could also go up to 2,100, or you could do a full press. If it were me, I would go up to 2,100. I would go ahead and collect my $1,150 and I would go up to $2,100. $2,100 pays $2,450. Where to go from this? Where to go from this? You have a lot of different options. You can still look at the 1 unit thing, in which case you go up to $2,400. Or you could do what I would do and go all the way up to $3,000. Because at this point, what I'm looking at is just a couple more sixes and I could hit table max. I'm probably playing on a $5,000 max bet table. $3,000 is going to pay $3,500. So I'm going to pay $5,500 for $2,000. And go up to $6,000. Now I'm at table max. So that's the mid-press progression on the 6 or the 8. For a 9, your first time around, naturally, you're going to go up to 35. Some players might actually throw in $1 and say, take me to 36. Sure, why not? I would, naturally, so then I don't have to throw in later. Next time it hits, you just go to 50. Now, the next time around, have them throw in $5, pay 75 for 5. Now, this you're just going to do a press 1 unit. Go up to 75. But from 75, go to 125. That's the more common. I do see people go to 100, but I don't really consider that a mid-press. I consider that a pressing 1 unit. So a lot of times they go to 100, they go from 75 to 100 to 125. So basically they mid-pressed once, 30 to 35. Otherwise they did 50, 75, 100, 125. Not a huge fan of that. Now it's going to pay 175. I'm going to go to 200. So I'm going to pay 200 for a quarter and collect. I'm going to collect that 100. Steal some of this black back. Just so I have enough to work with. What does 200 pay? 200 pays 280. Now, in a mid-press situation like this, a few different options. Option number 1, you press yourself up to 250. Option number 2, press yourself up to 350. I'm going to go with 350 myself, but again, you have a few options because 250 is going to go to 350 next. That's going to be their standard progression because basically it's 25 to 35. So they're going to go 250 to 350. I skip that myself. From 350, it's a pretty obvious way that you're going to go here. It pays $490. Right? I'm going to pay $515 for 25 because I'm going to go up to 500. I mean, that one's pretty obvious. From 350, you're going to 500. And now you're in the same situation that you were in before. 500 pays 700. Now you're looking just like at the 50 to 75 thing. Throw in $50, go to 750, collect the purple. So you collect $450 there. Now, 750 is going to pay $1,050. $1,050. Go to 1250. Collect the 550. Yes, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to go from 750 to 1,000. Again, you're in the press 1 unit kind of phase. It's just like going from 75 to 100. I'm going to go 750 to 1250. 1250 is going to pay 1750. So I can pay 2,000 for 250, go to 1,000, or go to 2,000, collect 1,000. And this should look familiar to you guys because it was just like going from 125 to 200. So then at 200, where did I go? Well, from 2,000, it's going to pay $2,800. I don't know if you guys remember, but I went to 350, so this time I'm going to go to 3,500. Just because I follow the same progressions. But I could have gone to 2,500, and then from 2,500 to 3,500. That just, again, it just puts you a beat behind on your mid-press. 3,500 is going to pay 4,900. I will pay 5,000 for 100. So I'll have them throw 100, or I would pay 5,400 for that purple. Either way, because then I'm going to 5,000, and now I am at table max. Table max, which is my goal as a presser, be it a power presser or a mid presser. I have not hit table max on a 5 or 9. I have friends that have done it 3 or 4 times. They're a little bit slightly more aggressive than me, but more importantly, they actually play more often than I do. I've been there as a dealer many times, but I haven't been there as a player yet. 4 and 10, pretty easy. First time around, yes, you just haven't thrown the money for the vig, and you're going to go up to 50. 4 and 10, I generally look at just straight pressing first. So they throw in the $2 of the VIG, they collect the $50 there. Next time around, they throw in $5. Now some players go to $250 here. I'm not a big fan of that. Just go to $200. Next time around, you have them throw in the $10. And here, you have a few different ways to go. You could just straight press, which takes you up to 400. You can go up to 300. Right? I would recommend one of two ways. Either going up to 300 or going up to 500 and only collecting 100. You'd actually be collecting 90 because of the VIG. Either way, I'm going to probably go to 500. The person that's at 300, they're going to throw in the $15 VIG and they're going to go to 500. So again, it just puts them a beat behind this person. But this person, the next time it hits, collects 500 and goes to 1,000. Then the next time that hits, they will throw in the VIG, get paid 2,000, and again, a few different choices, but I'm going to go to 2,000. Next time around that it hits, this is again where you have a few different choices. You can either press yourself up to 3,000, in which case you're going to collect 3,000 minus the VIG, or you can do what I'm going to do and go all the way up to 5,000 and collect my 1,000 minus the VIG. Reason for it? Table Max is within my sight. It's within view. It's right there for me to take. I'm going to take it. Then I'm just going to hope that that 10 rolls one more time so I can get paid $10,000. So there you guys go. That is the standard progressions on what I call the mid press. I hope you guys find this interesting. Thank you everybody for watching. We will catch you next time. Bye now.